Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. My name's Peter Drury and here's my co-commentator for the game, it's Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here.
It is sizzling beautifully here, and of course, as always, it is overlooked by the grand murals of the great man who lends this venue his name. We are always here in the presence of true magnificence. And already we're underway here. Oyarzabal. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
Well, you could see he was eager to get a shot away, but there was too much flesh and bone in it.
Oh, what a mistake! Passes short and sharp, and he's made sure that's not getting through. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
This fella, Oyarzabal, is one player that's been catching my eye. His best position is on the left wing, although it's almost the antithesis of the modern winger. For example, he doesn't really have pace, doesn't play on the opposite wing, and yet he manages to be so prolific.
Yes, he'd be my pick too. It's going to be all about... Oh, shooting chance! That was superb goalkeeping.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Sporting Braga with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. That's tidy. And once more, he proves rigid and robust. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Climax! And he has produced there the crispest of hits.
Well, he does strike a very pure ball, doesn't he? It's great technique.
Law is onto it in a flash. Kluivert. Oh, easy pickings there. Danilo cuts it out. Quality ball. First quarter of an hour gone. Law. Now it's Dolberg. So a third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. Rodrigo. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Doucouré. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Nice physical challenge. Well, it looked promising, but the final ball is just not quite right. Emerson. Now it's Dolberg. Oh, super ball! Caught offside that time. Nice control. He's having a go! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Oh, that is a good ball to find him. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Dolberg. Law shapes to shoot! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Law clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Cleared away. Chance! Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
Thierry Correa really looked as though he had chosen correctly then, and yet we quickly realised he hadn't.
That's good play. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
And they're not going to make any further progress now.
Law. Pau Torres with the foul. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
And he was alert to it. Now it's Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal. Law. Oh, that's fabulous. Hits one! And it's a goal! And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
You know, I'm not going to be hard on the goalkeeper because that moved all over the place on its journey.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Goldberg. Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal stood his ground strongly. Oyarzabal delivering the goods as expected.
Well, not only can a player of such high calibre show the imagination to set up a goal, but he can also produce when the pressure's on to deliver a big moment. This guy was born to create. Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Now it's Rodrigo. And he's intervened well there. And they're back on the ball again. Oyarzabal. And there's the end of the first half. So the end of the first half, both teams have had their moments. There's been no shortage of talking points, but there has been just one goal, and that is the state of it at the break. 1-0.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Sporting Braga really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Threads one in. Oh, he's found support out wide. It's their second corner of the game. Oh, what a climb! Decent enough try.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
Thierry Correa. Law. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Thierry Correa. And he's gone looking for safety. Strokes it back. Emerson. He shifted it to the flank.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Kluivert puts his foot on the gas. Out to the right. Now it's Kluivert, and they can counter here. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Dendoncker. Still chasing the game, trailing by 1. And he welcomes it in. He's got away. Shot at goal! And that should get the job done. He's fizzed it forward.
The attendance for this match was 52,044.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, there'll be no accusations of a lack of effort. They're giving as good as they get when it comes to chances.
He's played him through.
Sporting Braga are definitely going about this the right way.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Rodrigo! They've done it! Braga back in business!
Well, there's always a chance of being caught like that when you surrender the football.
The goal scorer after 64 minutes is number 15, Rodrigo! 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 Substitution on the field, number 10.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Justin Kluivert.
Sporting Braga grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square.
Look, Peter, I was on the fence before a ball was kicked, and I still haven't moved.
Great ball if he can get there. Law. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
Number 16, number 34, Amrabat.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Now it's Buendia. Law. That's headed upfield. Diego Rico spots it and intercepts. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
Engages and forces him off the ball. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Law! He scored! And again they hit the front.
Yeah, the pass was bang on, and he just had to ensure he didn't stray offside. The finish was actually bang on too.
After 74
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? And that's put paid to a promising move.
Sporting Braga really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Now it's Oyarzabal. He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, smashing header! They want to be quick to recover this. And that would have won it.
Law really did let them off the hook. They could have wrapped it all up.
Corner number 2 then.
Substitution in progress.
A real chance! Sporting Braga have the chance to go the other way. And here's Douglas Costa. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Ikone. That's very neat. Pau Torres makes the interception. It is looking like the end. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
Well, it's looking like too little too late, but they are giving it all they have.
Diawara. It's an inviting looking ball, that. And it's Drogba.
Sporting Braga have a simple task to find something sustained now and keep the pressure on.
Now it's Ikone. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Danilo did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. And claimed it back swiftly. He's in plenty of space here.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Law, look at the space, terrific header! It's there! 2 ahead, late in the day, game over surely. What a great header, got plenty on that.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forward.
There's the shot! Big relief, it just needed better contact. And that is that. Well, here is a defeat that may hit them hard, and you can sense that all around us. Things going pretty awry, and the outcome in the end virtually unavoidable.
With the owner of a
How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Well, there was a distinct lack of clarity or commitment in everything the players were trying to do. Looking pretty lethargic, and they were ruthlessly exploited and deserved to be.